What is going on, guys? MMA Island team. We got the fight picks, and holy man, we got a great fight that we've been wanting to see for a very long time. Man, just to talk about this fight, when this fight was way back to when this was first announced, this fight, I was very excited to see this fight. Um, then the fight happens, and I'm talking about the Benavidez Figueiredo card. Bear with me on this one. This is a fight that it's hard for me to talk about because it just. Oh. So Cutelaba and Ankalaev start off, and they're announcing the fight, and they're announcing Cutelaba, and Cutelaba goes up to Ankalaev and stands in front of him, and they start rolling around with each other before the fight even starts. And the fight starts, and it looks like it's going to be a point fighting game, but both of these dudes have power, so anything can change within an instant, and bam, something changed the moment. And I will say it, and I want to find out your opinion before we finish my opinion, or my say, and then pass it on to you. But I want to know your opinion here, Zach. Was Cutelaba playing possum, or was he actually?
Yes, he was playing possum. People who are rocked don't throw full strength overhand, people.
And I'm going to have to agree with you, because Cutelaba got hit, and it was kind of a delayed reaction at that point because he was propped up, he gets hit, and he goes, oh my God.
Kind of a cartoon.
Right overhand. Perfect frame. Perfect form with his right overhand. Perfect frame. And what is his name? Kevin
McDonald.
What? Kevin McDonald.
Fun fact, we haven't seen him since. We have not seen Kevin McDonald ref a fight since.
Crazy, first of all. And second of all, man, so as I mentioned, man, as soon as Cutelaba stops and pauses for a second, Kevin McDonald flies in there like he just saw a car accident or something. Like he absolutely, his face just went into complete shock, and he ran in there. And man, that fight got stopped, and I don't think I've ever been more mad. So the longest intro we've ever had on Fight Picks, because, man, this is a banger of a fight. So excited to see this one. We were supposed to see it at 252, which would have been awesome. Cutelaba gets coronavirus. Thankfully, I guess you can recover from coronavirus in 2 weeks, because we see it 2 weeks later. And, man, I can't be more excited. So finally, I will get into my analysis here. So Cutelaba, the thing we know about Cutelaba is not only is he a very intense individual, is he's got power. He has very good power. You could say, and it always kind of throws me off, because I like to hold up how they've lost their fights. And to say that Cutelaba has 12 knockouts and 1 knockout loss, you would be wrong, because he doesn't have a knockout loss, because he was not knocked out. If you think that he was rocked and you think he was to the point where he was about to be out of the fight, you're insane. Watch his form. Oh man, I'm sorry. So talking about this fight, Ankalaev, the thing we've known about Ankalaev is Ankalaev has power, man. The thing that makes a difference for me in this fight, and it's oddly enough, it's not what makes a difference to the point where I want to pick this. It makes a difference talking about Cutelaba's submission game and talking about Cutelaba's way to kind of go against his intense vibe that he gives off, because he's really a very good point striker. He's very good at getting takedowns. He's very good at mixing it up. And man, 71% takedown accuracy, 80% takedown defense. He's got the strikes landed. This dude is a very good striker, whether you like him or you don't like him. This dude is a very good fighter. But I'm going to go with Ankalaev on this one, just because of, man, Ankalaev, what we've seen out of this guy is this dude is a phenomenal striker. I think the knockout he had against Dalcha was one of the greatest knockouts I've ever seen. And it's kind of crazy that I have my reaction of that knockout on my phone, and I've absolutely lost my mind. Insane knockout. And I think that this fight is going to be the fight that we wish to happen, because I think this is easily fight of the night. I think this fight is a lot of volume. And when you talk about volume, I really got to lean towards Ankalaev here, because albeit both of these dudes have power, but I got to go with, typically this is where I would say the guy who's been knocked out before, but I won't touch on it anymore. He hasn't been knocked out before. So I'm gonna go with Ankalaev just because we've seen the recency of him knocking dudes out. We've seen the recency of this guy going in there and point fighting and keeping his cardio to the point where he's got a third round front kick to the face that just sent this dude completely into oblivion. I don't think we see a finish in this one. I think it goes to decision clearly. And man, this is just going to be an absolutely amazing fight. I'm going to go with Ankalaev on this one. I kind of want to see Cutelaba win it just because of how the first fight ended. But I will be going on with Ankalaev here just because I think he has more ways to win it. I think he's got the better cardio, and I think he's probably the more technical of strikers. But it's very, very, very close. But I'll go with Ankalaev, and I'll pass it on to Zach.
Mentioning with the cardio, yes, absolutely correct. Ankalaev has the better gas tank, and saying that he's the better technical striker, I think is a bit of an understatement. Magomed Ankalaev is a technical striking genius. He finds it. The reason why the Dolce Gambula knockout is as widely regarded as great as it was is because of how perfect of a timing it was. That front kick, not many people in the world would be able to time a kick so well. And with such power as well. And man, he finds his angles and he takes them. And if you think about it, this dude really should be undefeated. He tapped to a triangle choke with Paul Craig with a literal second left in a fight that he was absolutely dominating. So that is a loss you cannot put in stock into at all. But the reason why I'm leaning with Ankalaev is you saying that Cutelaba likes to go away from his intense personality when he fights. But looking at the stakes of this one, this is the fight that Cutelaba wants to win the most. If you look at it, he needs to win this fight. Like going inside of Cutelaba's head. And he is this wild man. And he is going to go out and he's going to try and make a statement. And if you try, and that means he's going to leave himself open. Because if you go in for like a rushing blitzing KO, it's a risky game. And if you're fighting someone with the technical striking mastery of Magomed Ankalaev, he's going to find his angle and he is going to catch you. And another thing you mentioned, Iwan Cutelaba is a very good wrestler, but he's fighting someone who is a master of sport in Sambo. So the wrestling is not really going to play an advantage for Cutelaba in this one. Now, do I think that Magomed Ankalaev should be as big of a favorite as he is? No. He's way too big of a favorite. The line is like, he's like a minus 350 to minus 400 favorite. No. That is way too wide. And I get that he won the first fight, but, I just can't in good conscience pick Iwan Cutelaba for this one. Because if you look at his losses outside of Ankalaev, every solid step up in competition that he's faced in the UFC, he's lost to. His best win being Khalil Rountree Jr., and I don't really know how highly to rank the Khalil Rountree Jr. win because he's one of the most up and down fighters the UFC has ever seen. But a win over Antigulov, Henrique de Silva, and Jonathan Wilson, and losses to Glover Teixeira. Okay, that's fine. Glover Teixeira is beating everyone nowadays somehow. Jared Cannonier and Misha Serkinov. And I would say Ankalaev is absolutely a step up. And I would even go as far to say Magomed Ankalaev is the top prospect at light heavyweight, because I think Jiri Prochazka has kind of gone past prospect status at this point. He's already he's in the top. I think he's number 6 in the division. So I'm going to go Magomed Ankalaev just because I think that he's the more technical striker. He can beat him there. He can beat Cutelaba on the ground, and he can find his angles against Cutelaba because someone as angry as him, as he will be in this fight, he's going to make a mistake. And if anyone's going to capitalize it, it's going to be Magomed Ankalaev.
What you got for a way of victory on this one?
Oh, good point. I think Cutelaba's chin is too solid, so I'm going to say decision.
Fair enough. So we both got Ankalaev via decision. I think this one's going to be a great fight. I assume all of you do as well. But make sure you guys are letting us know because, man, if you guys go with Cutelaba on this one, I think Zach and I both agree you're not insane. I think
no, you're not.
Very, very close fight. Especially with Cutelaba. He could be going in there, as we mentioned, angry and kind of open himself for opportunities. I guess not opportunities, but just opportunities for Ankalaev. But he could also be going in there with a lot of motivation. So it's really tough to say how this goes down. But that's why it goes down before we can decipher that for ourselves. But let us know what you guys are saying. And let us know who you guys are picking. And also make sure you guys also check out the other fight pick videos.